everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the channel. We have a new gun to review on the channel. It's the Glock 43x COA. This should be a good time. I'm excited for it, and let's get to shooting. I'm so excited to have this gun here. We have the Glock 43x, and what's unique about this gun here is that it has a special cut that Glock and Aimpoint came to an agreement on, where Aimpoint created an optic just for the cut that Glock would put into their pistols. So at the moment, this is only offered on Glock pistols, and you can only buy them together, to my knowledge. At some point in the future, perhaps they will start releasing this red dot for other pistols, and other manufacturers will come out with the holds on it, but for right now, it's only available for the Glock. And what's so unique about it is there are no holes in this red dot, meaning there's nothing to screw down through the red dot. It's basically clamped in. So the front, it's got a little dovetail notch that the optic slides under, and then the rear, is your rear sights have two screws that hold the rear sights down, and that clamps and provides the clamping down onto this optic. I mean, jury's still out on whether how reliable this is, and whether this is an improvement on other types of mounting systems. But it's an exciting new development, and I was looking to pick up a Glock 43x, and so time was right to get it out. And I've really been enjoying my Aimpoint that I have on my Glock 45. I like its features for night vision. And particular, I think for this COA, there are some nice features. It has some raised buttons so that when you're lowering and raising the brightness on it, you can probably feel them a little bit better with gloves. I can tell you when I've had gloves on, I have to take my gloves off in order to adjust the brightness of my dot. I just can't feel it. This probably has a better chance. I don't know if you're going to be able to do it much more, but it's certainly something I'm glad they're at least paying attention to. And the bright looks like an Aimpoint dot, looks like a very solid circle. Sometimes, especially when you zoom in on some dots, they lose their concentricity. And so you'll end up seeing pixels, 3 or 4 pixels, especially when we're zooming in on targets. And when I've seen this, of course, I don't have a zoom on that, but when I've looked through it looks to be a very nice concentric circle, which is great. Okay, this is our dot. It's not I don't know why it does this. Just a second ago, it switches cameras. There you can see that dot in there a little bit better. Now it switches back. It's switching cameras on me, but at least gives you can co-witness these irons just right at the bottom. It's lower than a 1/3, but you certainly can see them in there. One of the nice things about this, and I have a short on it showing it versus the traditional Aimpoint, is just basically a ton of the material is gone from the outside. So you don't have a massive battery tray sticking off on the outside. It has a battery tray that just comes out right here, and you can change the battery right there. And so instead of having, and it is a 2032 battery, which I think is good and gives a little bit longer performance for it, but you just have a very nice window. I do think there is still a blue tinge to it. I don't know, kind of see it when it's like that. A little bit of the tinge that's going on with it. But I think overall, it's a very nice dot. You have a clear window. It's very tall. When I compare it with my EPS and that short, this is quite a bit bigger of a dot. I mean, it's just, it's big, right? And so for concealed carry, is that going to be kind of the thing you want? I don't know, but this is the one I didn't have, so that's the one I got it. Till width-wise on this thin frame gun, it sticks out just a little bit, but they've machined it quite nice, so it kind of matches pretty closely. So all said and done, again, these are the screws, if you can see that hold the rear of it down, hold the rear sight, and hold the rear of the optic down. That's the dovetail up front that I was talking about, and the dovetail in the rear held down by that rear sight. Okay, with that said, let's get on to first shots. Okay, we're just going to start off at some self-defense distances. We're only at about 5 yards here. I don't even know if the dot's on. Let's see if Glock zeroes the dot for you. I have some 115 grain steel case ammunition. Again, we're only at 5 yards, so. Jury's still out on whether that's me or the dot, but I would start to think that the dot is in that direction, but lower left is probably me pulling it and getting used to shooting this pistol. Let's keep shooting. We've got 10 more rounds in the factory. I wanted to shoot the factory Glock mags first just because I didn't want those to be blamed. So. Okay, and the size of hole, oh, actually, I actually used the 15 round Palmetto State Armory mag there that time. I meant to shoot the 10 rounds. Like, that felt like more than 10 rounds. I'm like, am I losing it? But we definitely, I think we can come over. Why don't we step back a little bit? I'll paste up these holes. We'll step back and we'll see if we have to make any adjustments to this dot. Okay, well, we've moved back to 10 yards. I now have just some of that 115 grain steel case MagTech, which is what I shot in the first round. Again, I wasn't really paying attention, and I loaded that Palmetto State Armory 15 rounder. And what I had was 5 rounds of the steel case and 147 grain Lawman. And so, yeah, just testing out different ammunition, see if any of them fail. In this one, again, all steel case, 115 grain. We'll see how it does on target. We'll shoot 5 shots and we'll see if we have to make any adjustments. Okay, so definitely I think the vertical is me pulling, but I want to make some adjustments more to the right. Okay, we've made the adjustments. We'll see what difference it makes. Yeah, I think that's the right adjustment. I may go 1 or 2 more over for that, and I think maybe just a little bit low. Then we're gonna get some self-defense rounds next, some Federal HSTs plus P. Okay, we're now back at about 12 yards. I think I have it sighted in. We'll test it. Pretty sure, yeah, the first few rounds, 10 rounds, I think, are jacketed hollow points from Federal. It's their HST plus P. And then the last 5 are going to be just that 115 rank grain. So, yeah, let's see how we do. Okay, except for pulling that one, I think that's pretty much on target out of 12 yards. I really, when I get into a different spot, a different range, I'll bench rest this and I'll get it sighted. I like to sight them at 25 yards. But for this gun, where I'm at today, I think that's pretty good. I think next up we have our 115 grain. I don't know, I may have another jacket hollow point. I'm not even counting. And we didn't get locked back, but again, it's not the factory mag. So, gets locked back there. We'll have to keep trying that. Again, I'm not blaming Glock or anything like that. That's the Palmetto magazine, which I generally have not. Could I have hit the slide release? Possibly. It's a small gun. My hand is up there. Absolutely, all things are possible. Okay, well, I think we're sighted in. Let's see what this thing can do. Let's maybe try and get some hits at some longer distance. I can get out to 47 yards at this range on some steel. Let's try that next. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but we got the target way down there. The white target. We're going to try to get some hits on that. It's just kind of a normal IPSC type target. Not as big as the full-size one that I have with my cardboard, but yeah, so We got a few of these steel case rounds, and we will see what kind of hits we can get at this range. Got one there. Yeah, not bad for a little compact gun. Not as good as when I was shooting my TSOS 2011. Let's go down and just kind of see what we hit. So yeah, not bad. There were a couple of hits on that target from before, but again, 47 yards. Little compact micro pistol, 1 inch wide. Yeah, that's not bad on there. Okay, well, we got a bunch of targets up. We got some steel. I'll start off on paper, and then I'm going to move back so I just get a little more protection from when I'm hitting steel. I don't like to be super close to it. We'll see how we do. We're starting off at about, I don't know, 8 or 9 yards from the paper target, and we'll start from low ready, and we'll shoot all 15 rounds. Hopefully it works. We do have some 147 grain and some 115 grain loaded up in here, and again, the Palmetto State Armory 15 round magazine. So here we go. All right, not bad. Not bad. Again, gun is functioning. I'm still getting used to grip angle, all these things that come with the Glock. Why don't we wrap things up and, yeah, see our final conclusions. Okay, well, let's wrap things up. Today we shot the Glock 43x Aimpoint COA, or the Glock 43x COA, not the COA, but the COA, as we've been taught. And yeah, it's a great performer. I definitely have some work to do on the 43X to get used to shooting it, and I can definitely shoot the bigger pistols better. And so I put it through some of the paces, and I feel like I'm just a better shooter with the Glock 45, with the Glock 19. But that's obvious, right? The reason you have a 43X is because it's thinner and easier to conceal, but then you have the trade-off as how well can you shoot it. Now, 47 yards, I was able to make quite a few hits on target. If I was doing a hostage type situation, there's no way I'm taking that shot because, you know, I wouldn't get it, but I probably would have gotten body shots somewhere on it. So that said, I think, you know, look, I'm pretty excited about this gun. I'm excited to get holsters in, start carrying it, start practicing it with it a little bit more, and just get my comfort level raised with it. I think the dot is a great performer. Time will tell of whether or not I like carrying with such a big dot. That's certainly something to consider of whether you want to get the Aimpoint COA with the small 43X frame. I did it because I wanted to try it out. I mean, there's kind of a reason for it. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I think it's a real game changer in terms of how mounting systems. If you follow my channel, I hate plate systems. I've had 3 dots fly off, 2 of them hit me in the head, and 1 draw blood. It's not fun. And sometimes these plate systems are kind of moronic. And I've seen a few of them that are even coming out lately where they have the RMR and the RMSC screw holes right next to each other. So you have almost less than an 1/8 or a 1/16 of an inch between those 2 screw holes. You don't think those two things, those are going to shear off? Multi-plate mounting systems, I think are stupid. I think you either have to have different plates for the dot, or I think if preferably it's just direct milled for it. And that's what Glock has moved on to. I like the HoloSun MOS for the Glock system. I think that's a great idea. And then I like this Aimpoint directly milled for it. And you know that my Glock 45 followed the predecessor, that was the Glock Tallow, where it was directly milled for the Aimpoint Acro P2. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hope everyone has a great week. Let's get to shooting.
From pistols to rifles, we'll take on the best. Reviewing each weapon, put them to the test. With revolvers and shotguns, we'll break it all down. The Second Amendment protects from the crown. Shooting for the stars.